Senate Majority Leader John Thune punting a vote on the Clarity Act until September, when the upper chamber returns from August recess. So the Senate left town without holding a vote on the crypto regulation bill, leaving an even longer to-do list when they return next month. The debate over ethics provisions remains the main sticking point for the stalled act. Some Republicans losing confidence over whether the bill's going to even pass. I want to bring in Coinbase Chief Policy Officer Faryar Shirzad. Faryar, I want to get your reaction and what your expectations are now. I had Ryan Van Grek with me on the Business Network on Friday, and at this point we knew that likely that Senator Thune was not going to bring it to the floor for a vote. He never did. Ryan said to me at the time, we're still going to continue to work on this. We still believe that this legislation must and will pass. Where are you and your team this morning on next steps?
Yeah, I agree with what Ryan said, Cheryl. We were very much hoping to start the process before the Senate broke for the August recess. But what we've gotten now is something really special, which is a date certain and a time certain when we'll have our first procedural vote, and that's on September 15th. I mean, as you know, time on the floor is the coin of the realm in the Senate, and so the fact that we've got a date certain and a lot of senators who've worked a long time to get a bipartisan bill together, I think sets us up really well for when Congress comes back.
Senator Cynthia Lummis has been working tirelessly on clarity. She's been on with Maria several times. Listen to what she told Maria about it.
We're going to vote on it, so it can't die by no votes. And if it dies, it's going to be because the Democrats kill it. I've bent over backwards for 11 months to give them as much as we can possibly give them to regulate this industry. We want to onshore this industry. We don't want it to go to Switzerland or the UAE or Singapore. This is an important industry in the U.S. And we've tried to find the way to allow innovation to occur while still having a clear regulatory framework that this industry can comply with. And they want to comply. They want to be in the United States. Let's let them by passing the Clarity Act.
But you heard her. She said, we're bringing it to a vote. It's coming, and the Democrats are still blocking it. And that we still are going to likely have that problem next month.
Well, I don't know. Even when it became clear that the bill wasn't going to come up before the recess, Democrats we're still at the table. There's still discussions going on. There was some progress we made even over the weekend over a couple of more technical elements of the bill. So there's a lot of effort that's been put in to get a bipartisan bill. And remember, it came over from the House with 80 Democrats having supported the House version. Since then, there's been several hundred pages of Democratic priorities added to the bill. There's a commitments on ethics that the president has made and an agreement on Democratic nominations to the SEC and CFTC. So we've got a very bipartisan, comprehensive package that's already on the table. I think there'll be some incremental work between now and the vote, and I'm very hopeful we'll get there.
All right. Well, we're going to be, of course, watching that. Let's move on to some other issues with the industry, though, because crypto companies are making an effort to move into the AI space. They're finding new users in the form of AI agents. Kraken is among those giving customers access to an agent, and this is capable of market monitoring and trading. You also launched a similar tool earlier in the summer to help users execute trades. So tell us more about your moves, but also this move I'm telling you about this morning.
Yeah, I mean, crypto is both an asset class and a technology. And so the asset class is something on the order of $2.7 trillion in market cap. But it's also a really important technology that's being used already by banks, asset managers, sovereign wealth funds, brokerages in terms of updating how they hold and move financial instruments. One of the most exciting use cases of what you just described, which is agentic payments, and that requires an internet-native payment protocol. At Coinbase, we've developed something called X402, which allows AI agents to execute transactions on your behalf. It's become the industry standard. We've had a number of partners that have joined in putting that protocol into a foundation so that it's available for anyone to use in terms of being a neutral piece of technology. And so the applications of using blockchain, whether it's AI agents or whether it's updating traditional finance, are really exciting, and Coinbase is going to be on the cutting edge of all of that.
All right. Well, and certainly, you know, the industry in general is on the edge, but it's crypto prices I want to ask you about. So we are ticking a little bit higher now after we got the weaker than expected jobs report on Friday. Bitcoin's holding about 65,000. We're going to get more inflation news this week. I just want to kind of get your reaction to what we're seeing with these currencies, because more and more it seems that we've seen a bit of a ceiling on these contracts.
Look, crypto has gone through multiple cycles. I've been in the industry for about 6 years, and I think this is the third downturn I've been a part of. Each of those downturns ends up being the floor for the next upturn. I mean, I don't know when the markets will recover, but it still remains, Bitcoin still remains the best performing asset ever, and the adoption that you have is extraordinary in the U.S. and across the world. People, you know, there's some cyclical sort of macro dimensions to how people use and adopt a crypto as an asset class. There are some global macro headwinds that the markets are responding to, but this is sort of a part of the normal, cycle of adoption, and you know, I'm confident we'll have a recovery down the road.
Faryar, before you go, just in general, what are you and your team going to do as far as a focus right now between now and September when the Senate comes back for clarity? I mean, how do you continue these discussions and continue your work with the Senate on recess?
Well, like I said, we already got outreach from both Republicans and, importantly, from Democrats on incremental issues that we could try to resolve before the Senate comes back in September. So the legislative track is going to continue. There's also really an important dimension that is sometimes underreported, which is that the president made clear early last year, that the agency should use the authorities that they have already to implement the adoption of crypto and crypto technology throughout the economy, and that work is continuing, and we expect some announcements over the next several weeks before the Senate comes back. And then internationally, the developments are also really exciting. The UK only a few weeks ago finalized its regulatory framework, and it's quite a good one. So the process of regulation is continuing. And we're quite bullish about where the policy is headed, and that it will endure for the long haul.
Okay. All right. We're going to be watching it. Faryar, Shirzad, thank you so much for being with us, as always, from Coinbase.
Thank you, Cheryl.
All right. We'll be right back, everyone. You are watching Mornings with